Hello, 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 hello. Are you guys hearing me? Um, okay. Hello. Can someone type in the chat? How is everyone? Okay, hope you can hear me. Hi everyone. How is it going? Happy New Year to everyone. I hope my volume is clear. Hi everyone. I hope you're doing well. So I just said to make this simple live stream. I've not been creating content so much because I have really been busy. I've been having quite a lot of work to do at my workplace. But I'd like to first of all thank you guys for keeping on watching even in my absence. That means quite a lot to me. So yeah. Hi Jim. Hi Liana. I know Jim is from Ireland. And I don't know where Liana is from. You can maybe type that in the chat. We can get to know each other. Me, I'm in Uganda and it's currently around 11 p.m. at night. So, yeah, what is the time where you're from? Oh, Armenia. How is Armenia? Uganda is fine. It's kind of raining. Happy New Year. The Jan weather is always cold. Sometimes it's warm, but then when it gets to February, then it starts becoming cold. It starts raining on a daily basis. Yeah. So the purpose of doing this live stream is to basically uh, wanted to find out what most of the people that watch my channel want to get from me, like which kinds of videos do you want to watch from me. I also wanted to give you some updates about my life, where I am right now, what I'm currently doing, and why I've not been creating videos as much. But I promise I'll get back to it. It's just that right now we have to basically do quite a lot of work at my workplace. So I've got to take like a break and basically focus on my work side while I also get to create more content on my YouTube channel. But I have you guys in mind. Do not feel worried. I actually have a very huge goal for this channel. Uh, yeah, that's that's basically what I want. I want you guys to tell me what you are learning, what you want me to learn. I actually want to get into the habit of streaming, but I want to make the streams interesting in a way that I get on live, we suggest a topic, and then I learn a topic. Something doesn't have to be something I have an idea about. It can be something like related to AI, related to Web3, related to web dev. I'm actually a backend developer, so I may be interested in learning content. So just in case you have some interesting take that you know in content development, you can feel free to tell me down in the chat. Tell me what you feel is something that I can really get started with. By the way, guys, I have been learning quite a lot of technologies. I honestly have been using a lot of interesting technology, and I'd like to show you guys. So, let me open my browser here. I have let ditched Chrome, so I'm using uh, Firefox. It's a really decent browser. I just like it. It doesn't freeze as much as Chrome does, so it works for me. You know the joy of having to use your browser without freezing. So Gemma said, lead code or interview stuff like system design and AI stuff is what I'm doing this year. I've also wanted to get into AI. I just think I've got so busy. Like, man, it's really hard here in Uganda. You want to learn the technology, but then you have quite a bunch of things that you have to do to get money. And therefore, you find yourself in a position where you're not able to sit down and learn and be able to pull off what you want to pull off. So that's where I stand. But I also wanted to get into the lead code stuff. I had set a goal of learning a data structure a day for some time, but then I got busy and I did not do that. But I feel like once most of the stuff that I'm going to do is done for this year, then I'll have the rest of the year to be able to pull off some of that stuff. So I've been learning quite a lot of interesting tech, and let me show you what some of that is. So there's this framework here. It's called Reflex. Reflex is the way to build web apps in pure Python. Guys, this is amazing. I honestly did not know that we would ever get to the point where you can code Python entirely and be able to build a full stack web app, front end, back end. Oh, it's missing a lot of things, but I tried it and I built simple projects with it. So I even feel like I will create videos about it if I get that time. I think I'll create a series of videos while I build a project with this amazing tool. It helps you build web apps with pure Python. Imagine not having to use React. Okay, it kind of builds the front end in React, but you don't have to care about the JavaScript side. All you do is write your Python and then you'll be able to ship your product or build your product both on the front end and on the back end without having to build any JavaScript or TypeScript or any of that stuff. Another tool I've been learning is Lightstar. A lot of tools are coming up for Python. I honestly feel like we're going to get to a time where we have to use Python only to do most of the stuff that we have. So Lightstar is a framework for building web APIs or web applications. It kind of wants to be like Nest.js. If you guys have worked with Nest.js, you may feel like checking it out. But it's really amazing. Someone requested for that link. I don't know which link. Do you need the link to Reflex? I think I'm just going to type it here in the chat. So it's going to be reflex.dev. That's the chat. That's the link to Reflex. And then there's Lightstar. So Lightstar is a framework for building APIs. I honestly feel like I'm loving the way it does its things. Though I feel like since it's opinionated, it wants to be like Django to have a specific way to do things, which is not bad, but I think such frameworks are really enjoyed with their micro frameworks. Change my mind on that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Greetings from Pakistan. Greetings Illuminati. Greetings Liana. Greetings Ashwini Kar. Love from India. Love from Uganda. I love you guys. Like, honestly speaking, the time we started this, it was too small. I was recording in the lecture rooms of the university I was at. at using the university Wi-Fi, and I honestly never thought I could create videos that people would watch, but I'm really glad that people watch my videos and get to learn from the videos. So this framework right here is Lightstar, and honestly, it tries to be fully functional, batteries included. It comes with all these features such as uh, data validation. It comes with documentation for many UIs. You can use Swagger, you can use RapidDoc, you can use Elements. It's just so good. It has middleware. It can help you do things such as dependency injection, caching. It has integration for databases and use of ORM such as SQL Alchemy and Piccolo ORM. Yeah, so it's also some nice tool, and the beauty is it also comes with WebSocket support. I think guys notice the fact that most frameworks that are modern, that are synchronous, have some sort of socket support. You don't need to use third-party tools for you to be able to deal with those WebSockets, to implement WebSockets. So yeah, that's what I've been learning. I hope you've also been learning stuff. Kindly tell me what you've been learning. We can actually also try to maybe code something here. If you don't mind, we can be able to do that. So yeah, so we can try to maybe spin up a web server with Lightstar right here. So yeah, I think that can actually be good for us. So I'm going to pull up my VS Code and I'm going to create a new folder. So just going to open up a random folder on my file system. So I'm going to create a new folder right here and I call this Lightstar. And I'm going to select this folder. So once it's selected, of course, we're going to just create a simple virtual environment in here. So I'll just begin with, so I know you guys are tired of using virtualenv, or you may feel like using virtualenv is hard or it's uh, people love using modern tools like pipenv or poetry, but to be honest, I feel like I love using this virtualenv. It's just so easy. It just works. I honestly feel like using virtualenv for all my projects because it just works. It doesn't give me a lot of problems with having to configure this, configure that, and so on. So I'll create a virtual environment right here very fast. Oh, made a mistake. So it's going to be Python -m venv to just call venv as a command because venv is a module, but by doing so we are calling it as a command. So I'll say venv env, and that will create this folder right here, which is our virtual environment. So that's going to take a while. Kindly let me know what you guys are learning in the chat while we're waiting for my slow computer to connect. So that hello Alan Bwakamamaha. Hello Jonathan, almost missed this awesome session. Hello Ugandan. Hey, how are you? I'm really glad that you made it to the live stream. It's not a serious live stream, by the way. We're just chatting and doing some coding, nothing serious. I'm just here. I'm trying to walk through this framework called Lightstar. So I'll activate the virtual environment right here with source script, env scripts, then activate because I'm using Windows. I'm not on Linux, but of course you guys use Linux and I'm a Windows guy. Hello Yeti, how are you? I hope you're doing fine. By the way, where are you from? You can type that in the chat. I'm really interested in knowing where you guys are from. I get a lot of comments, but I do not know where you guys are from, and I'm really interested. Oh, Habari. I don't know if they say Habari or they say Shikamo. Kindly type that in the chat. That will be interesting. So, yeah. So, we've created our virtual environment, we've activated it. Now, let's install Lightstar. Now, Lightstar works in a very interesting way. With it comes a CLI that is fully functional. And you're going to see how that works. So we're going to begin by installing it. So I'll say pip install Lightstar. And when I install Lightstar, it's just bare minimal installation of Lightstar. So Yeti is asking, what are you building today? So I'm just working through the Lightstar framework. Lightstar is this. Let me actually open the tab. Lightstar is this framework that's like fast API, as in it helps you build asynchronous APIs, but it kind of forces you into a way of doing things. So it is an opinionated framework that wants to be like the Django for API development. So it's a really dope framework. I suggest you check it out. Yeah, it's good to learn. It's good to pick up tools that are new to you. They may help you understand different ways of doing things and also help you get to appreciate how other people do things. So that's how I basically learn these things. I pick up a new framework, I learn from it. It kind of helps me sharpen up my skills and also get to learn more technology. So let's get back to it. So we've installed Lightstar right here, but the problem is that Lightstar can also be installed with all its dependencies. Lightstar depends on these different packages or different libraries, but for us to install it by using pip install Lightstar, we're just installing it alone. However, we can do something like pip install Lightstar, and then we specify that we want to make a standard installation. Now this standard installation is going to go ahead and collect all these other things that Lightstar is going to need. Now this may include support for things like validation, schema generation, things like a lot of things, even those to help us run our server. Now, one of the things that I appreciated about Lightstar is the fact that it has a CLI that helps you to build and show you around, just like the Django admin CLI tool. So for us to access that, all we have to do is to run the Lightstar command right here. So guys, I want us to start a conversation about AI. What's new in AI? I honestly, I'm not the type to go ahead and talk about the latest trends in tech and find out the latest trends in tech. So kindly inform me about what is happening in the AI field, because yeah, that may be interesting. So just like here, you see we have a CLI and it kind of has quite a lot of options. So we can pass in some flags or options such as the app option, and this will help us be able to basically specify that a certain file is a Lightstar app, and this will help us specify if a certain app dar or the directory is a Lightstar directory. So you have other things like routes to check the routes that we've created within the app, and versions, sessions, and all that stuff, just like you see right here. So I'm kind of tired, that's why I'm not talking quite a lot. I'm so tired. But I feel like we can go 1 hour into this live so that I can have some rest. Anyway, so right here we have our CLI, and inside the CLI we can now go ahead and do something like export Lightstar app, equals to, so this is going to be, so we need to create some sort of like app file or server file. So this is going to be our app.py. So we can point to that and say lifestyle is equal to lifestyle app is equal to app.py, and then we need to now create like our server. Yeah. So in here, I'm just going to create a bare minimum server. So shall just say something like from Lightstar. We are going to go ahead and import the Lightstar class, and we are going to create an instance of that. So we can say something like app is equal to Lightstar. And the bit here about this is that instead of run our app from the Lightstar instance, all you have to do is to modify, not to actually modify, but to define routes or route handler functions as they call them, and then register them in a list of routes or route handlers. So we can do something like route handlers, and then it's going to be a list. So we have to create sort of what functions are going to handle requests, and they may do something like async def and then hello, and then in here what we can do is to return a simple message of hello world. So this is a route handler function. We can register it in here by saying hello, but we also need to go ahead and define a route that's going to handle this specific function. So for us to do that, the framework provides for us different HTTP methods. So we can import them. We can import, let's say, get. We can import post. We can import patch. Very many methods, delete, and so on. So once you've imported an HTTP method, all you have to do is to say add, let's say, get, and then you provide the route. So in this case, it's going to be our root route. So you can go ahead and run the app. So since we specified our Lightstar app to be app.py, all you have to do is to say Lightstar run, and that is going to start our server. So I think I have an error. It's saying not enough values to unpack. So basically, when you're defining a Lightstar app, one of the things that you have to do is to use the same syntax you use for UVCon. So you'll do something like Lightstar app and then app, and you have to point to the app instance or the ASGI instance. So behind the scenes, this thing uses UVCon to run your app. So when you install using the standard installation, you are going to go ahead and use UVCon in the background for you to be able to carry out or run your server. So you'll do something like Lightstar run, and then to go ahead and run the app. So one of the things that I found interesting with this framework is it forces you into how you write your route handlers. So for example, you see how we've written this route handler right here? We are getting an error, and that error is improperly configured. Why? Because we have not specified the return type for our function. So every time you write a function, you have to specify what that route handler is going to return. And this is so cool because most of the time hinting that is done in Python is just for fun. Like most of the time you find people write and type hints for to just use in their code to document the codes and to also help them access methods by the specific IDs they are using, such as VS Code. But this right here is one of the things that made me love this framework, because the moment you define a route handler function like this, you're not going to be running your code. You need to go ahead and specify that this is going to return something. So we have to specify that this will return a dictionary, and we may make things interesting by specifying that this will have keys or strings and also values of strings. So we can do something like, let's say, string and then string, and once we have that, then we can now run our app. So we can say let's start run, and that will go ahead and run. So but it seems like the port I'm trying to use is being used or something like that. So yeah, while attempting to bind on localhost 8000, only one user will socket address. So I don't know why, but I feel like that port is already in use. Let me check this. So we have quite a lot of stuff here, but we do not. I don't know if we can specify the port to run because I honestly did not check that out. But I think what we can do is to go ahead and say port, so I can actually go ahead and call the help, just like I explained. This comes with a very rich CLI. We can be able to see the options right here, so we can specify the port option. So when you say let's run, and then you say port, so I may want to run this one, let's say port 5000, and when you do that, our server is going to run on port 5000. Now let me show you some of the things that I really liked about this framework. One of them is that out of the box we come with automatic Swagger UI documentation. So I'm going to go to our browser right here, and now we see that we are getting our hello world. But the interesting thing is out of the box it provides for us Swagger UI. So you access that by going to /schema /swagger, and just like that you will have your Swagger docs. And in case you wanted something else, you can want something like, let's say, redoc, then it will also give you access to redoc. So you'll have something like redoc documentation, just like the one you have right here. If you want to use, let's say, rapidoc, you can simply say /rapidoc, and you'll have your rapidoc documentation, just like that. If you wanted to use something like, let's say, elements, still you just say /elements and you have access to your API documentation. And that's one of the tools that I've been learning how to use. It's a really amazing tool, and I would recommend you go and basically check it out, try to build something with it. I think I'll create a series of videos where I create a project from scratch and up to when we deploy it using uh, this framework. So that's one of the things that I've been learning. It's a really nice tool. I request you go ahead and check it out. So what have you been learning? Kindly type in the chat, and I want to know what you guys are learning. Can even build on top of this. Now, since this is running the same way as Yuvicon, which is actually running with Yuvicon, I can go ahead and specify reload, so that the server reloads every time we run our server. And now we see that our server is running, but we can even see that it provides for us some information such as the version we're using, whether debug mode is on or off. So the beauty about this is it also helps us to run with PDB. So with a Python inbuilt debugger, so if we have any errors, we can go ahead and check them out using the PDB, which is cool. So let me go ahead and try to build something small. So if you have something like post, so we can say at post, and then you say that you want to write post request. So actually I think dev, let's say create user, and now we can specify that this is a dictionary. Then we can return something like message created, and then we can return anything. So I may just have to create a user. Now this is very similar to how you do it in FastAPI, because all you have to do is to create some sort of schema. So shall go ahead and use Pydantic. So I'll say from Pydantic. Now the thing is we have to install Pydantic. So I'll open another terminal right here and source env scripts activate and pip install Pydantic. So guys, I want to tell you that I got some job at a startup company, and I honestly say that working at a startup is a combination of feeling good about what you do on a daily basis and also feeling bad about yourself. Like the days you wake up to go to work and you feel you're not knowing what you're doing. But the beauty about it is you get to learn, and when you learn, you improve your skills. So yeah, that's the sort of situation I'm in. Had deadlines and all that stuff, but hopefully we shall make it. Mr. Haka, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing fine. I know you're from Uganda. Yeah, thanks for watching. So I've installed Pydantic right here. Let me go ahead and try to create a simple model. So I was trying to create one. So from Pydantic, import the base model class. So let's create a simple model class user. What's wrong? Class user inherit from base model, and then define user field. So we can have something like username. This is going to be a string. We can also add some validation by using fields or annotated, whatever. So here I'll say email and then string. Then can go ahead and try to add. So the thing about this is you need to also add like how you need to get data. So you'll say data, and then you specify the schema that you're using, which is user. So I've got an interesting question right here. What technologies do you use at a startup? So let me tell you one thing about this thing called the real world. The internet will tell you about how some technologies are weird and how you should not learn them in 2024 or what. But honestly, all tech is alive until as long as there's a certain app that runs on it, you understand? So much as I was learning FastAPI, Django, and all these things, I got to get my first, like, let's say, professional job as a software engineer with Flask. So that's the stuff I've been using. That's the code I've been writing for like 5 months right now. It's been Flask, and I've been using things that I was using, things that I found fun using. Flask RESTful, Flask SQL Alchemy. It's just interesting, to be honest. Like, I cannot disclose so much, but I use Flask at work. Yeah, that's what I use. Thank you for all your Django and Python content. Keep up the good work. Thank you for watching. Ashay Ambali, I think you're from India, if I'm not mistaken. I love you guys. I love Indians. Indians make the highest percentage of the people who watch my content are from two countries, like India and the United States of America. And I hope that during my lifetime, I will move to India and live in India for some time. I feel like Indians are good people. Like, Indians are very supportive people. They are nice people. So yeah, I'm really glad that my videos helped you, Ashay. I hope you have a good evening, and you can please feel free to tell me what you're currently learning. I'd like to know. So back to our simple app here. So we can go ahead and do something like, let's say, can now return the fields of a user. So instead of returning user, I can just return the data. And now our server is still running the way it is running, which is fine. So if I go back to our API documentation, you notice that, oh, I have quite a lot of tabs open. So if I refresh, I now see that we have a API right here, but I'll have to register this into our route handlers list. So we can do something like create user, and that will also be valid. So let's go back to our Swagger. So in our Swagger right here, we have our hello endpoint, which we already created. But how comes that the create user endpoint is not being shown? Something is not right. I refresh, you now see that it's showing right here. So if I open, you'll see that we have our user schema being displayed right here. So it just contains a string which is our username and our email. When we open this, we can now see that it's going to give us sort of a way to make our request and also get a response. So I'll say try it out, and we have this, so we can modify them to what we want. And then we send. So we'll now see that we've got our response right here. We can also go ahead and specify status codes. So the default status code for creating or post request is going to be 201, and you see that it has already been specified, just like you see right here. Guys, you forgive me, I didn't create this live stream to uh, record myself creating a project, so I'm kind of in a chill mode right now. I just wanted to demonstrate to you that there are very good tools in Python. One of them is Reflex, awesome tool, build full stack web apps with Python. And another one is Lightstar, build APIs easily and with performance in mind. So kind of tell me what you guys are learning. I'll be waiting. I just want to know what you guys are learning, because I've been able to show you what I'm learning, and I hope you guys are also learning. Hey, So one other interesting thing I noticed is routers. Like this also creates routers. So we can do something like, let's say, have a file or folder such as auth. So this can be a module of its own, and in here we can do something like from Lightstar import router. Then we shall create router object. So we can do something like auth router, and then this can be a router, and this can also be as same as Lightstar instance. So we can take in a list of route handlers, but we can also define a prefix on which all routes of a certain module are. So we can do something like path slash, and then we can access all auth routes from there. So let's just say slash auth, and all auth routes will be found there. So once we have that, we can go ahead and create our routes. So I'll import our get and our post and whatever. So let's just say we have at post, and then this is going to be slash sign up, and then we can say async dev, and in here we can say create user account. So we specify the type that we want to return. So this is going to be a dictionary. So this will be string and string, and then we say return. So this is going to be return let's say created. Or let's say created successfully. So we can do the same thing for login. So I'm just going to copy this. You guys will forgive me, it's kind of night and I'm so tired, but I just chose to make this live stream. So if you have something like login, and then we can have something like login user, or whatever you want to call the handler function. And one interesting thing is this framework also comes with support for JWT, so you won't suffer creating your own JWT implementation. So Ellen has said that personally still learning Django and start up my own startup with a SaaS. Well, that's interesting. Honestly, you can create a product and you'll be able to make money from it. It's a very nice thing, something that you can really benefit from. If your product gets a lot of users and they're all subscribing, then that's the way you can make money without having to look for a job. It's a very nice adventure. Learn how to run a company, how to basically build your own stuff and own your own work. It's a fulfilling journey. At least some of the people I know who have done it have really benefited from it. Kerry Rohan is saying, particularly in fintech. To be honest, I'm actually working even in fintech. I'm working in a fintech startup, and fintech is, I will say, fintech is a tricky domain to work in. Yeah, fintech is tricky. Anything to do with money is tricky. So Carol Han is saying, thanks a lot for test-driven development videos. Help me to prepare and submit project for final exams. Wow, that is great. Let me tell you a true story about how I created that test-driven development with Django playlist. I didn't actually finish it. If you watched through it, it was around, I think, 15, 16 videos. At that point, I had moved from where I was staying in the city, in Kampala, to back to where my parents are in Gombe. Those who know Uganda will know the place. So I had just moved back home, and I honestly felt like I had slacked so much in creating content. So I picked up a book. I don't remember what that book is, but I just started all of a sudden reading about this driven development in general. I'm like, okay, why not build a simple project even if it's simple? Those who watched it will understand that it was a simple blog that I was building with authentication and all that stuff. Not a big project. I honestly feel like when teaching people something, you have to use projects that you understand, because when you understand the projects, it becomes really easy for you to explain the content matter. And it's easy, they understand, and it's a win-win for everyone. So I'm glad that you like that test-driven development series and it helped you in your exams. I honestly say that there is not so much from YouTube that will satisfy you more than getting feedback like that. I've got feedback from people who are like, hey man, thanks for your videos. Because of your video, I was able to get a job. And I will say that even when you're going through the hardest of times, when you watch such, when you notice such comments, you feel like you're fulfilled with the work you're doing. So yeah, thanks for the kind comment. I really appreciate it. So we're 14 minutes to midnight here in my country. I don't know what time it is in yours, but I think I'll go out when it is exactly midnight. So yeah, you can chat for now. Feel free to type in what you want. I created this live stream for us to just chat, to just have conversations about what we are learning. I've already shown you what I've been learning, and so I hope you also do me a favor and tell me what you've been learning. Feel free, the chat is just right there, it's empty. So yeah, so created a router right here, I'll import it right here. So do something like from or import, and I'll say auth router. So once I've imported our auth router, we can use this app instance to register the router for app accessible app.register. And here you'll have to provide your auth router. Then, so I'll save, and this is going to reload, and here refresh. Don't know why I have to keep on reloading. I don't know if it has to first wait for the server or something, but I think we need some sort of schema right here. So let me go ahead and create one. So they're just Pydantic classes. So shall say from Pydantic import our base model, and I'll create a class of, let's say this is going to be the sign up, so you can call it a sign up schema. This will take in the base model or inherit from base model. So we can have the same strings we use for our app. So I'll just come and remove this. I'll put it here. Or we can even make things interesting. We create them in a separate file. So I'll also get rid of this and remove it here. So this is sign up. So you may even have something like a password of sort, and then you can have confirm password and so on, whatever you may want to include on this. So you may also have your login schema. So these are like just serializing and deserializing. So you'll say this can be username, email, password, or let's say for the login, you're just going to have email and password. So you just remove this. What new technologies are you guys learning? I feel like I'm talking to an empty room. Can you tell me what you're learning? This has to be data. I don't know why. For some reason, they called it data, but it is weird. So, hmm, this is taking a router. Something is just not right. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed the live stream. It wasn't that really organized live stream, but we'll do better next time. I'll organize and have a topic in mind, and I think it would even make more sense if you typed in the comment section what you want, or in the chat what you want me to live stream about. We can do this coding live stream where we just learn some technology that we do not know. So I've seen can Mythos be integrated with Django? I honestly don't know what Mythos is, so kindly let me know what it is and maybe we help you understand what it is. Yeah, so I think I have 10 minutes to go, which are actually 7 because now streaming started. Do a project with Dockerize in Django or Fast API project. By the way, thank you for suggesting that video. I honestly feel like I haven't created a lot of Docker content and I've been using Docker for some time. I have an idea about how Docker works. The thing is procrastination. I don't know. I feel like I procrastinate a lot. The video I created on render.com. I just woke up one day, I'm like, I need to create this video, and then I had the video created. It's like I'm in this position where I get busy, and most of the free time I get, I feel like I just want to relax and chill and enjoy life. That's the weird life of software developers. We have this time where we are pressure to deliver, pressure to do what, and when we get free time, we try to concentrate on our side projects, but it always comes back to that human view. Like, I want to relax, I want to sleep, I want to rest, I want to be with my family. There are times I feel like I don't want to look at my YouTube analytics. But then there are times where I feel like I don't deserve you guys. Like, honestly, we are going to 7,000 subscribers on this channel. And, honestly, 2021, I never thought that this would happen. So, thank you guys for watching. So, I'll create a video about Dockerizing. And I think I'll specifically Dockerize Python apps. So, I'll maybe talk about Docker, talk about Docker Compose, how we can use multiple containers, all that stuff. It's just I just have to create time just like I've created time for this live stream. So yeah, I'm concluding this live stream, guys. Thank you for being part of the live stream. I just want you to know that I love you all, and wherever you are in the world, some of the people I consider my friends. So I may not personally know you, but we can interact. I appreciate it when people leave comments on my videos and we talk. I've been lucky to meet some people in real life. Some of them I chat with them on Discord. I actually have a Discord. I think I'm going to create a Discord for my channel so that I can build a community there. I also have a goal of creating like paid courses, but it's something I think I will consider. I have some really interesting stuff coming on the way. So I don't want you guys to feel like I'm letting you down or something of this sort. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this small live stream. I hope you've enjoyed me talking, sharing what's on my mind right now and where I am in life and what plans I have for the future. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time I create this live stream. I think I'm going to be live streaming more because I think it's a very good way to engage with you guys, something that I don't always do in the comments. Well, so have a good night, have a good day wherever you are. Peace, love you all.